Okay, I've not been to this place for years. It's Asking the Shell Receive resale store in Bartonville. Last time I was in here, there was a bunch of loose Atari cartridges. They had a London Blitz and a couple other things. This guy coming out to give me a weird look. So I'm going to go in and see if the London Blitz is still there. And maybe they have some other cool stuff. Alright. There were no Atari games in there. The guy said they don't have any left. So, yeah, that's what it's come down to. Looking for loose cartridges. I wasn't going to do that. I was going to focus on all my collecting energies on other things, but I don't know. It's so dry around here. I just want to find something. I know there's a pawn shop over there with a bunch of loose cartridges too. I don't know if I'm going to go over there or not. It's a beautiful day today. This is like the second nice day of the year after a brutal winter. So yeah, it's like 71 and sunny outside. So just really enjoying being outside, driving around, running some errands here. I'm going to my friend's house close to where that pawn shop is. It's the next day. I didn't go to the pawn shop yesterday. I think I'm going to swing by there today and see if they still have those Atari games. I just remember there's another pawn shop down here too, so I'm going to check it out. I remember many years ago they had a Vectrex in there. I wish I would have bought it. It was like 2008 or something. And I remember thinking like, $200, I don't know, or 100, whatever it was. Alright, the pawn shop isn't there anymore. The pawn shop's closed. There is an antique mall over there, though, and I decided to check it out. Went inside and did not find anything. However, the lady who ran the place asked me what I was looking for. I told her I was looking for old video games like Atari and Nintendo. And she said that she had a bunch of her son's old video games from the 80s in her basement still, and that she couldn't bear to get rid of them. She couldn't bear to throw them out, so she kept them. And so hopefully that'll lead to something. I gave her my name and number, and hopefully she'll go through them this weekend and maybe give me a call. So might have been a good stop anyway, even though I didn't find anything. Could possibly lead to something else. I'm going to go over to that pawn shop, and I think I'm going to buy up their loose cartridges. If they're like $1 a piece, I'm just going to grab all of them. Alright, stay tuned. I forgot there was a Goodwill over here. I haven't been here for, God, I don't know, 15 years? Seriously doubt there's going to be anything in there. But we'll check it out. Yeah, as predicted, Goodwill, total waste of time. In fact, I've decided I'm never going to another Goodwill. That's it. That's the last one. What's today? March 15th, 2020. What year is it? 2022. March 15th, 2022. Last time I'll ever go to a Goodwill. It's becoming quite obvious to me now that anything good that comes in that I'd be interested in is going to shopgoodwill.com. It's not making it out to the stores. So that's it. I'm done. It's nothing but clothes and, CDs and DVDs and tchotchkes, and don't care. I'm completely over it. So I'm heading to the pawn shop. Okay, here's the deal. I got all these games at a good price. They were priced. Some of them were priced like $1. Some of them were priced like $2.50. I went up there. They didn't even look at the price tags. They were just kind of like, how many you got? And then dude was like, we got to look it up on eBay. Like some of these games have been going crazy. And I was just kind of like, oh my God. You could tell I was annoyed. And he was just like, well, wouldn't you do the same thing too? His other guy too was saying like, well, wouldn't you do blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I hate it when people start talking about eBay. When you're in the wild at a flea market or garage sale, pawn shop, estate sale or whatever, and people are like, oh, I got to look it up on eBay. It's just one of those infuriating things to me. It's like, this is not eBay. I can't. I don't have a 30-day, free return on this. If I don't like it for any reason, like there's no kind of guarantee. Like, come on, get real here. There's no kind of overhead, like the same kind of effort. You're not taking pictures of these and creating listings and messing with your light. Come on, it's like not even close to the same amount of work that's involved here as me just like bringing it up to your cash register. Like that kind of stuff just drives me nuts. He could tell I was annoyed by it. And his wife or whoever was looking at them. She was like, "Yeah, these really only go for about $1 a piece anyway." And he was just like, "Okay." He was like, "How about give me?" He was like, "How many you got?" I was like, 16. He was like, "Give me 15, no tax. We'll call it a deal." I was like, "Oh, thank you, cool." So he ended up being really cool. We talked about electronics recycling and things like that a little bit. I've talked to him before. He's a nice guy. Probably one of the nicest pawn shop guys I've ever dealt with. So I kind of felt bad for giving him attitude, although I do feel it was somewhat justified. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to combine this with, I have a bunch of loose carts in my garage that I was going to sell. Like I mentioned, I never intended to start collecting loose cartridges again. I used to have a collection of hundreds of loose Atari cartridges, including a lot of rarities. And after I got my Harmony cart, I went on this big minimalism trip for a while too. I was getting rid of a lot of stuff. But honestly, the pandemic thing kind of changed my tune on minimalism and the whole less is more thing. Like I really feel now I know that society can completely collapse, fall apart at any moment. I'm a little more comfortable having things around the house. Extra tools, extra food, things like that. Books, DVDs, Blu-rays, physical things. We don't have internet at home either anymore, so physical objects to keep ourselves entertained are becoming more valuable to me as time goes on. So this is my justification for starting to collect loose Atari carts again. This is the disease of collecting, you guys. Like, this is the disease. So it's happening again. What do we got here? I know some of these I probably have already, but I went ahead and grabbed them. I'll just decide what labels for these prices. Like, who cares? Like this Yar's Revenge. If I have one that has a better label, I'm not sure if I have Yar's Revenge loose, but as an example, if I have one that has a better label, I put this one aside. Eventually, I'll get enough to lot of and put on eBay. So yeah, Yar's Revenge, Missile Command, small, lowercase letters, Missile Command, uppercase letters. This is the other disease with collecting loose carts. You start wanting all the variations. Warlord's picture label, good shape. Breakout, good shape. This is actually strangely kind of hard to find. You see Super Breakout a lot, but not really Breakout, especially the picture label. This should still be considered a common game, I think, technically, but really badly beat up Demon Attack. This will be a placeholder card until I get a better copy, but hopefully this will be a decent play copy. One of my favorite video games. Vanguard, bad label here. Another placeholder card. Enduro, not bad considering. I know you're looking at these stains and going like, wow, that looks really roached, but honestly, for an Activision cart, this isn't that bad. The glue stains, what they call Actiplaque, can get really, really nasty on these. So this is not a bad copy of Enduro, believe it or not. Got a couple Sears games here, Target Fun. Unfortunately, somebody, instead of re-gluing the label, decided to put Scotch tape over it, so that kind of sucks. Casino text label, little glitch on the end label. Sometimes these text labels develop these little, actually that might be tape too, but sometimes that happens naturally. There's like a film over these end labels that sometimes crinkles up like that. Video Olympics text label, Asteroid Sears Telegames, a couple Sears games in here. Yeah, Target Fun, Asteroids, and yeah, this is Sears Star Raiders. That's cool. Night Driver picture label, Video Olympics picture label. We got the text label too. Name This Game, probably the most rare game that's in the lot. Pretty beat up. But yeah, so they had $250 on this, which is a reasonable price. I would have paid $250 for it. You gave me a good deal, and I appreciate that. So that's the beginning of the text label collection. Hooray! So I'm heading back to work now, so I think that's it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys.